Welcome to another episode of Class Haven Farm. So what have we got going on today? Well, we got some chores to do this morning. Need to go down, take some fresh water down to the goats, take some hay down to them. And we had a Christmas tree that was donated to us that we need to offload off the carry-on trailer and take down to the goats so they have something extra to munch on. So stay tuned. Well, it's nice and cool this morning. I think it was like 27 degrees. I'm gonna come in here. I got a couple little squares left of hay for the goats, and then catching up with a buddy of mine today and picking up more. Oh, we'll go ahead and grab them some hay and get that down to them because I'm sure they're cold and hungry. I guess my microphone stopped working because it's so cold. So I don't have a microphone right now. What I'm going to try to do is go straight in with the forks, and then once I get a good bite on the tree, I'm going to drop that rear gate down, and then hopefully the top of this tree will lay just right on the forks, and then I can take it down to the hill towards the goats. So let's see if this works. Well, it worked. Yeah, the forks are through the top of it. That is definitely a big tree. Woo! I could probably roll that thing down the hill. Alright, let's see if we can get down the hill. I got it in four-wheel drive. I think we're good though. Definitely got enough weight on the back with the heavy hitch. It's not like the tree's that heavy, it's just big. Here's up close to the garden. Got that ripped out, so I'm letting that dry. I need to push all that back onto that pile where we pulled it up from, and then I'm just gonna set that on fire and hopefully burn some of the stumps out a little better. Woo. That's a big tree. Goats are gonna have a field day with this. All right, well that's good. That's unloaded. Needed to unload it because I got to go get some square bales from a buddy of mine today for the goats. So I wanted to get the carry-on trailer unloaded so that way we can put about 15 or so square bales on it. So that's good. And here's the Christmas tree that I gave them from the other day. It's kind of hard to see with the sun. They've definitely worked on the bottom part of it here, but they've been grazing a lot. They got some of this stuff in here, not to mention, you know, their feed and then their hay that I give them. So they're definitely a grazing animal. They come over here, they'll nibble on this for a little bit, then they go over there, then they lay down, take a nap, then they get up and they eat their pellets, and then they'll go in and eat some hay, and they're kind of funny to watch. They definitely like to graze and munch on a little bit of everything. So go ahead and go up, go get some wood, put into the Vevor ATV cart and get that loaded up. So I got firewood for this weekend with all the rain we got coming. And then, yeah, and then I'll run over, grab some hay bales, get that, and then I'd like to try to get some more wood split over on the far side by the barn. So that's what we got going on today. Keep following along. So my theory was right. I took the microphone and put it inside and let it sit in there while I got the Christmas tree taken down by the goats. And now all of a sudden my microphone is working again. So it must have been too cold. So I'll talk to you guys while I get this trailer loaded up. I'll tell you, this trailer has really impressed me. Very glad I picked this thing up. It's worked out really well for me. As many of you know, we are affiliates of the Vevor company. So if you're interested in this cart, I'll put the video up here at the top that I did on it. And there's also a link for you to be able to make a purchase of it, which then helps out the YouTube channel. I know this cart was sold out, but it looks like it's back in stock. So if you're interested in it, pick it up and try it out. I've been really happy with it. It's done really well for us. And for the money that I spent on it, if I would have gotten a cheaper one from like Facebook Marketplace or something like that, chances are I would have had to put tires on it. I would have had to put axle bearings or who knows what. By the time you get done with your time and energy in doing that, you could have just picked up a brand new one here and had something that's pretty versatile. So been pretty happy with it. So I've had some people who have sent me messages on Facebook because as you guys know, we also have a Class Haven Farms Facebook page and an Instagram page. So if you haven't checked that out, make sure you check that out and follow us along. But I've had some people, since I got this cart, send me messages through there and say, well, why didn't you get like a bigger cart? Why did you just get that little small cart? Why don't you continue to use your 790 with the carry-all on the back like you were doing a year ago? Well, the carry-all is nice. Don't get me wrong. It can haul a lot of wood. It is nice putting on the back of the 790 because you can fill the back of the carry-all up and you can fill the bucket up, which brings up even more wood. But with all of that weight in that tractor, when we have a lot of rain, I rut the yard up. I put a lot of ruts going downhill, and then when it rains, it washes all that down. Where with this trailer and the 262 John Deere, it doesn't rut up as bad. So I don't have some of the washout issues that I had from last year. So that was kind of why, another reason why I went to this cart. And the other was price, to be perfectly honest with you. I just couldn't. I looked at some of the bigger carts, you know, dual wheels that can haul a lot more weight and a lot more stuff, but with that comes a lot more price. And tell you the truth, I just wanted to get something like this and try it out, because to me, I feel like for the channel and the purposes of my channel, I've noticed a lot more people come to my channel to see some of the reviews I do on products and things like that, more so than a video like this where I'm, you know, doing chores and doing things around here. So with that being said, I figured going with a smaller cart like this and doing a review on it, it would help the channel out. It would help me out because I can definitely use this. And I think it would be better for more people in general because they look at stuff like this. I mean, if you look at the video that I did on the carry-on trailer, like that's my #1 video. That's like a big, that was a big ticket item for me, really, as far as videos goes. And that's just a 5x8 trailer that I picked up at Tractor Supply, like, because the average run-of-the-mill person, that's what they're buying. They're buying something small. So that's what I tried to cater to, and that's kind of why I went with this. But I'll tell you, I've really been happy with it. I do have plans, as I've said in the last video, with the Mech-Max chipper, excuse me, to put the wood sides on it and the wood front and kind of blow some of the chips in just to try it out. And then I also plan on using this in the spring to move our meat chickens from here down to the bottom, kind of where the goats are. And I thought I could use this cart and use that same box with a plunger system to pull them back and transport them easier. So let me go ahead and finish getting this loaded up. I'll get this one loaded up, and then I got to run out, run some errands, do some things, and then come back, and I should have some square bales on the back of the carry-on trailer. We'll get those unloaded in the barn, and then I would like to try to get some wood split down on the far side, down by the barn. So stay tuned. All right, just got back from running my errands, so we're going to go ahead and unload some of these square bales onto this pallet and then take them down to the barn. I've never driven the tractor into the barn, but I think that's what I'm going to... Will you knock it off? I think that's what I'm going to try to do today and see how it goes. You know, the bad thing about the barn, the roof is getting worse. I'm having more of the metal tin coming off each time we get nasty storms and stuff like that, but just don't have the money or time to get up there and mess with it. And be perfectly honest with you, I don't want to get up on that roof because I just don't want to get up on that roof and deal with it. I'd rather pay somebody to do it, but I don't have the money to do that. So what I have to do with my hay and my straw that I put in the barn is I have to put tarps over it, or I have to put it on certain parts to where I know it won't get wet. So we're definitely going to do some finagling with this, because where I want to put it right now, there's big holes up in the roof. So we'll see how that goes. I don't know that I want to stack too much more because I want to try to be able to see going in. The first time going in the barn, I don't want to have that thing stacked all the way up, and we can always come back and get more. All right, so we got this in here. You know, as I said, I did a video a while ago, but of the barn, but there's a new hole there. And the sad thing is, this was the section here that was actually in good shape. And of course, this has been the original section that did not look so great. Man, just every time I come in here, I find more and more stuff that's probably going to make it to where I'm going to have to either just take this thing down. This sucks. I really don't know much about restoring barns. Um, I know it's going to cost a lot of money to restore this barn, and for the amount of money I could put into restoring this barn, and then it still be very limited because it's an old tobacco barn. I mean, you see all these cross braces going here. That's where you would hang the tobacco sticks. Um, the best I could do for this barn would be hay storage, and then possibly putting animals and make this an animal stall, horses or goats or whatever. But it's I don't know, man. Every time I come in here, I see more and more things, and Mother Nature shows more and more things. I mean, the dogs love it. It's like a personal playground for the dogs. They're just in here rooting on everything and smelling all the smells and getting nice and dirty. So I got to clean them up before we go in the house. But as I said, for the money that I would put into restoring this barn, I could put up a pole barn. It'd be a lot easier and have a lot more uses for it. Could get electric down to it, have a nice concrete floor. This is just an old dirt floor, so it is what it is. But for right now, we're going to keep bringing some more hay bales down here. I'm going to try to stack this as high as I can, but I'm probably going to end up having to put another set of pallets down here. Now I have to put 2 sets of pallets because I have a lot of water that comes in here. This part of the roadway out on the main road here is lower, so the county put a drain in there, but of course it doesn't catch all the water, so a lot of it runs right through this barn, which is really what's killed it, because this main beam running across here, this has had so much wash come in here that it's literally, that main beam is just sitting in dirt. So that corner is rotted out, and I'm sure the rest of this is probably rotted out too. But usually what I do is I tarp the hay when it's in here. I just set it up high on pallets, and then I tarp it. And I don't tarp it tight so that way it can breathe, so it doesn't get all moldy on me. But yeah, I'll go ahead and grab another pallet and bring some more hay bales down here and get this thing stacked up. Well, I was able to get it all stacked in here, so that's good. We'll go ahead and get the tarp and throw that over the top. For the most part, this section is covered, so we should be good. We're supposed to get a lot of rain come tomorrow afternoon. They're saying it's supposed to start off with snow, but then it's going to transition over to rain, and it's going to rain heavy for the rest of the day. I think the high tomorrow is supposed to be 45, but it's supposed to be like 20, 29 tonight. So it's going to be cold tonight. We'll go ahead and get this thing tarped if I can. It's the joy of doing everything by yourself. But that's all right. Because then the only person I got to complain about is myself. Because it's just me anyway. So I know I said earlier I wanted to try to get this done and then split some wood. We may still get that done, hopefully. We'll see. Because it will start getting dark, and as you guys know, I like to run out of daylight. So, yep. I'm just going to probably grab some ratchet straps and just take this around. I think we'll be good. And as I pull bales off of this to feed the goats, it'll get shorter. But I got to put some kind of tarp over it just to keep it at least a little bit honest. So I don't have to worry about losing all this hay. While you guys are here, let me go ahead and pause this, and I'll walk you guys around part of this barn so you can see it. So this is the section that I showed you there. Of course, that's where the hay is. We walk down in here. This is the old stripping room. So this would have been a room that had a little probably kerosene heater, because I don't see where it would have had a stove. But it had probably, oh, there's a kerosene heater right there as I speak of it. So a little kerosene heater, and you'd put that on in the wintertime to sit in here and strip the tobacco and get the leaf off of the rest of the stock, and then get it ready to go to market. So you would do it in here, and you'd put a heater on so you weren't cold. So they had insulated the walls some, but of course it's leaking over here. I don't know how well you guys can see that. So that's it's just unfortunate, man, that this barn went the way it went. Now this is stuff that was here when I bought this place. I haven't gone through any of this. I haven't gone through this barn. I've really been thinking about this winter, in my spare time, really going through everything and just seeing what's in here and chucking stuff out. And I don't know, there might be something neat in there. You never know. There's definitely some old industrial lighting fixtures in here and things like that. Yeah, most of the stuff that's in this barn was here before. There's a couple things. I mean, some of these feeders were mine that I picked up, and then the tiller over there, that's Mima's. That's my grandmother's old tiller. I put that in here. So there's a couple things that I brought in here. I've thought about keeping the 790 in here, just to kind of keep it covered. But I'm nervous about that, because when the wind's rocking, I just wouldn't want anything to fall on this. I've thought about, if I can get the Alice Chalmers running, putting it in here. At least this section here, because this section it's got a decent roof on this part here. It's just everything that's out there. That's the bad part. And anybody that knows anything about old barns, while this is a tobacco barn and you wanted it to have air coming through it, you definitely don't want to see this much daylight. Daylight is definitely what kills barns. I mean, this section here is in good shape. It's just this main beam running here, because of all that dirt and stuff coming in from the wash, and you can see it through here. I mean, that water just, when it rains heavy, man, that water just rolls through here. So it also brings me to that mindset of, do I really want to put the money into it, having that much water? I'll walk you guys outside so you can see kind of what I'm talking about with the storm drain. So you can see here, you got some of that barnwood siding. I've thought about, if I do take this barn down, keeping that and using that in the house. So we come around here to the storm drain, and it's funny. You can see how much this road has been built up over the years, just by looking at how they bank it, and then this drop. I mean, that's a pretty big drop, and it all comes right down into here. Of course, this drainage runs underneath the barn and down, but all that water, it just funnels in off the road and down through here. So I don't know, be nice to be able to keep it, but you can see we're losing more boards the longer I live here. This side doesn't look too bad because it doesn't get a lot of weather. I've never tried to open this door, kind of be afraid to open the door. You can tell it's been piecemealed over the years. So this thing rotted out, and then they stuck this little piece in here. Yep, and then that's the back part of the stripping room. Thought I would walk you guys here around the barn, because while I took you guys in there in the beginning, this is the other window to the stripping room. And they cut that window and did that to kind of give them some light, but they couldn't cut this part out, because this is a main beam running across. So they cut this here and then cut this. I probably have done the same thing though. Kind of funny. My guess would be with this barn, I don't know, 1920s, 1930s. I mean, tobacco here in the county, I'm in Southern Maryland, so tobacco down here, man, that was a cash crop. I mean, I live in Coward County, and the flag is a tobacco leaf. So, Lily, get over here. Come on. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. I'm going to try to get some wood split, but I'm not going to do a video on that because I just want to try to hammer down and get going. If you followed me all the way through, I really do appreciate that. This kind of content here doesn't seem like it gets a whole lot of interest from people, and maybe it will. I feel like I need to document how this place looks early on because, you know, as I plan on staying here and changing things and doing things, I want to be able to have something to go back to and look at. So I thought maybe we would just end here at the barn. And if you like this kind of stuff, give me a like, subscribe to the channel, follow us along. We're also on Facebook and Instagram, as I said earlier. And any of the Vevor cart, the wood chipper, all that stuff, if you're interested in any of that stuff, check out links in the description. Help support the channel. If you end up making a purchase, please use the link and make a purchase that way. And as always, I'll see you on the next one.